go get them again.
Welcome back, fragrance family, to another unboxing first impression video on my channel. Today, we're diving into the world of leather, perhaps gunpowder, we'll see, and Renaissance intrigue. Get ready, because we're about to explore a scent that just isn't a fragrance. It's most likely going to be a story. These Francesca Bianchis always tell me a story. I'm incredibly excited to be returning to the house of Francesca Bianchi, perfumier whose work I've grown to deeply admire. I have my two here, but adding a third, and you may have seen a couple Bianchis over here to be unboxed. So I'm probably going to be doubling this collection in the near future. Now, if you've been with me for a while, you'll know that I was captivated by the raw animalic beauty of the dark side and the intimate, visceral elegance of Under My Skin. Today, we're taking things in a new, equally compelling direction with a fragrance inspired by one of history's most fascinating and fearsome figures. This isn't just a perfume. This is the Black Knight, inspired by the legendary Renaissance mercenary Captain Giovanni dal Bondinelli, a man whose life was a whirlwind of battles, alliances, and relentless pursuit of power. This fragrance promises to be a journey into the heart of darkness and chivalry. We're talking about a scent that aims to capture the spirit of a man known for his military genius, his black armor, and his unwavering loyalty. So what does a fragrance inspired by such a complex historical figure actually smell like? Is it a brutal, leathery monster? I saw leather in the note breakdowns. We also know about Bianchi's love for Oris, which is also in here. We'll see where that goes. Or is there an unexpected softness in here? And we're talking about probably that Oris, a hidden elegance beneath the surface. Stick around as we unbox. Not much to unbox here. I think I got this at Fragrance Buy. This was kind of a tester, which was so cheap. It was under $100, and for something magical like this, you just can't say no to that. So I'm going to discuss the notes and ultimately whether Francesca Bianchi has successfully bottled the existence or the essence of the Black Knight himself. You're not going to want to miss this one, especially if you're in this game like I am artistically. So let's get into it. Now, to my newbies, if you're here, you're new. Welcome to the Robezoid channel. I'm your host, Mark. If you haven't done so yet, smash that like button and hit that subscribe button. Both free, both helpful. I pay my own money for my fragrances here. This is out of my own pocket. Out of my own interest. I do a lot of blind buying, which could make to a interesting YouTube channel where you have honesty that meets a guy that loves perfume and discover and hasn't really went into a niche, right? Guys like me should be just doing indie stuff, artsy stuff like this all the time, right? What is he doing in the designer game? I always have this open mind. I always get kind of panned in the fragrance community saying, he's always so negative. Well, if you're going to do a really good designer fragrance, I'll give you flowers. And you just have to look at my fragrance Rolodex on my channel to see that there's proof there that I've given some designer fragrances their flowers, but I'm really looking forward to this one. So let's talk about this. So keep in mind, it is an unboxing first impression. So fragrances like these, this video won't do much justice to it. We're going to talk about the opening. You might get a little bit of the mid here, but don't expect fireworks in regards to a fragrance review. I think like this and Serge Lutens and other brands that are highly complex, you kind of need somebody to sit down and talk about it and wear it for several days and kind of give their thoughts. But this will kind of give you a glimpse of what this is all about. And I believe this was a tester from them because I see that there is some juice missing on this one. It's not as full as some of my other ones. So let's take a look at the note breakdown. Let's see what this composition has. At the top, we have beeswax, caraway, Artemisia narcissus, so an interesting floral in narcissus. We got some greenery from Artemisia. Caraway, of course, is spicy. Can it go cumin-like? We'll see. Beeswax, of course, always interesting as a note. In the mid, we have orris root, the signature from Bianchi, honey, and cedar. So honey and beeswax, we'll see what those could be the wild cards. Cedar, of course, giving you woody aspects. In the base, we got leather, vetiver, oak moss, and patchouli. So through the grapevine, I know that this is a vetiver-based fragrance. This is what people classify this fragrance as. It's a leathery vetiver. That's why this kind of intrigued me, because it goes into that smoky green leather jacket kind of feel. So let's see if I do get that. It was released back in 2019. The nose, of course, owner, founder, Francesca Bianchi. Looking at pricing retail, you're looking at around 140 USD. Which these are 30 ml bottles, which is not bad. For what you get as artistic pieces, I would gladly pay that instead of a La Male or a Paco Rabanne. I know that that's a different demographic. You know, people that buy Paco Rabannes don't buy this stuff, unless their name is Mark and they have a YouTube channel. But yeah, discounts, $80 to $100. Wow. Great pricing for what you get artistically. So let's put it on strip first, and let's delve into the Black Knight. Let's see what we get. Oh, got like a got like a weird reaction there, the atomizer. So let's sniff this one. Oh. You know, this, you know, there's certain brands that I've discovered in the past few years, and this reminds me of like Diaz and Durga, where I fell in love with the brand. And this is where like a true hobbyist has a YouTube channel, right? Ultimate discovery, not through free bottles, but actual discovery of brands that are not really spoken about. Well, this one is, you know, Diaz and Durga and stuff like, oh man, this is dark, leathery. That's the first thing that's punching me. There is some powderiness here, smoke. You know, it reminds me also, you know, Diaz and Durga, Beaufort London as well. Talking about smoke, is another brand that I discovered. Smoke, leather, powder, definitely has some auras here. Damp, dark vetiver here as well. Smells like a leather jacket that was dug up from a watery, muddy grave kind of thing. It smells, well, there's a lot more dryness in this fragrance than wetness. I think there's a coolness in here that I'm getting, not really damp. So that might not be the great imagery. Like it has a hay-like dryness to the fragrance. I can't wait to wear this. Let's put this one on. This stuff is probably potent as the rest of her stuff, so we'll just go a little lighter on the sprays. But smoke, leather, greenery, spices. Oh, this is complex. This is the kind of stuff that my YouTube channel should be all about. That's it. Stuff like this. Yeah, there's like a hay-like dryness in here. There's a honeyed sweetness as well. So it has like a sticky, not ambery, honeyed sweetness. There's almost like a rubbery, it's almost like the leather is from like a saffron where it kind of goes like a little rubbery, tar-like. Bitter greens, woody. Artemisia does its thing here. Definitely darker vetiver in this fragrance. So there's a lot of greens, right? Artemisia, vetiver, oak moss, patchouli, cedar. Narcissus does its thing as well. The signature orris butter peeks through a little bit. That powderiness is coming from that. There's a rawness in this fragrance too. I wouldn't say like animalic, like there's no like civet or castoreum. Maybe there is, but it kind of has this animalic worn in leather. Think like a Gucci Guilty Absolute would be a great example of that. So people that don't like that fragrance probably stay away from that. Like a well-used saddle on a horse. The honey itself is quite raw. It isn't gourmand. It's not a sweet thing. It's rich. It's waxy. There's a waxy quality to it, like honeycomb. Yeah. Herbal notes of artemisia, caraway. So you get a little bit of that spice. Smells like a night at his camp in the wild, untamed landscape. The vetiver here, earthy, dark, deep. Think Encre Noir would probably be a really good thought process of this vetiver. You know, inky, like closer to black than green. Like the green is so dark that it's almost black. Slight powder from the iris, which I think I mentioned already. There's something a little animalic, like there's always something with these Bianchis that make you think like carnal a little bit, like something animalic, but it's not like straight up funk, right? It almost feels like the night brought back like some sort of animal pelt that, you know, early in the journey to cover himself with maybe with a little bit of honeyed stickiness to the pelt. That's where this is going for me. Oh, it was beautiful. It is beautifully crafted. Might be her best work. Like again, I haven't smelt them all, and I have like 3 more. Like I bought like a whole bunch of Francesca's stuff on Fragrance Buy when they had them for cheap. I just went nuts because I think I don't know what I smelt from her, and I just went, that's it. Like I'm not gonna get a deal like this, so I bought like 4. Like I spent like $500-600 on Bianchi's alone. There's a few boxes still left up here, right? There's a bunch in the Purgatory now, but Amber's up there, Water's up here, but there's a couple more into the Purgatory now. So, imagery, the imagery is working here. Picture this, and you know I don't like doing this usually on unboxings or first impressions, but this is so vivid. Picture this, a knight coming back from battles, right? Months and months of battles, right? On the road, not seeing his family. His armor's dented all to hell, right? Let's get back home kind of thing. We're done, we won, let's get home. So he's on his journey back. The armor has grass clippings, brush, earth stuck to some parts for it for days, right? It's in there. Under the armor, there's probably some leather that is very much worn. The leather boots he's wearing are waxed. There's a waxy quality. The leather from the saddle is close to the end of the life. Like, we need to get you a new saddle for your horse, bro. He's sitting at the bonfire as the leather and cloth soak in that smoke. So the leather is soaking in that smoke from the bonfire. And he's kind of like, he's in deep thought that he's finally returning home. The war is over. He's coming home. He's so excited that he plucked a bouquet of flowers, you know, some random florals. You know, obviously it's going to be the iris in this fragrance, but it has a little bit of softness in this fragrance. A little bit, right? So he's got a bouquet of florals at his feet for the woman in his life that he has not seen for months, right? A real romantic, hardcore story, right? You smell grease, leather melding together, the leather grip of his sword, and again, just like the horse saddle, well-used leather, right? And you can smell kind of almost like the cold steel, the worn steel of his sword. The night is cold, but the warmth of the fire keeps the night warm. You could almost kind of smell the charcoal in the fire. So, you know, it's got some cold tendencies, the steel. Not that this thing is metallic at all, but there's also some warm, honeyed sweetness. There's the coldness of the night, but the warmth of the fire. Tonight, the fragrance in the tent is changing. Not one of war now for this dark night, but one of warmth. There might be some wild honey that was found on a recent trip. So he opens that up, the leftovers. You know, he was keeping that for the end of the trip to just have enough. Now he can get rid of it all. He's eating that, the honey. He's holding a picture of his woman waiting for him. There's a slight fragrance of her powdery rose iris perfume on a piece of cloth that can still be smelled here, even throughout all this leather and earth and smoke and all that. You can still smell a little bit of that. This is basically medieval time bomb of the fragrance game. You know, I think Bianchi kind of mentioned that it was like gothic, and I could see that, like someone that likes to wear black, things like that. This will, you know, kind of suit your mood. But this takes me, and I think, you know, as far as medieval times, we'll say, it kind of goes into that spectrum for me. The one night, that months and months on the road, you know, that stank. Not that this smells really stanky. It's really all about the vetiver. It's all about the leather. Those two. But, you know, there's the wild cards, the orris root, the wild card, the honey, wild card, beeswax. You know, everything in here, even the caraway, the artemisia, they have small pieces of this, but they blend so well together. Oof, she did well here. But the medieval time bomb of the fragrance game, perhaps. The Black Knight tells a story, even in initial impressions. Raw world of a warrior, leather, smoke, wild herbs, slight romance in this scent as well, with honey and florals. Yeah, this is... I'm saying I need to delve more into it. Well, I got I think 3 or 4 more to unbox, so let's get to it, right? And most, if not all, blind buys. This was a blind buy. This was like a calculated blind buy. I think somebody mentioned, a fragrance friend said that this smells like Gucci Guilty Absolute. And I was like, sure, let's see where this goes with Bianchi's talent. Well, we'll see what we get. I would say like Encre Noir sort of meets... Yeah, Gucci Guilty Absolute does have heavy vetiver in there as well. You got to keep that in mind. Encre Noir meets Gucci Guilty Absolute, which in a niche bottle, because there's a lot more going on than just that. I think the orris root really brings up this fragrance, even though, yeah, this is well surrounded. A well surrounded fragrance. Well done. Well done. Now that you're on my side, I'm really curious of what the fragrance community thinks. Hasn't been too long since I've spoken about Francesca's stuff, but it'd be nice to see, you know, what you guys think about the Dark Knight, the Black Knight. What you think about this one. I always go Dark Knight. I'm thinking Batman here. But I can't wait to see the thoughts, good, bad, and the ugly, right? And of the line, right? I've smelt some really good ones here. We got the Dark Side and Under My Skin. But obviously I got 3 or 4 more to go. But yeah, I want to delve more into this brand. Like, I want to hurry up and get all these unboxings done, Mark, so I can start delving into the newer stuff. But yeah, I can't wait to see the comments below. Good, bad, and the ugly. Of course, this is not going to be for everyone. This is kind of like an artsy piece, but it's really, really well done. Maybe her best work. We'll see. Well, we're going to discover some more, but we'll see. And as always, a incredible fragrance will make a lasting impression. Choose your scent wisely. Thanks for watching, YouTube. Have a good one.